My friend, abundance is not something you chase. It is something you allow, and the reason most people never experience the overflow of wealth isn't because the universe is unfair, it's because they are unknowingly blocking the flow of their own prosperity. Money is not just paper or metal or digits in an account. Money is energy, and energy responds to the frequency of your belief. When you think thoughts of fear, I'll never have enough, it's too hard, I can't afford it, you are tuning your mind to the station of lack. And just like a radio, the universe delivers the signal you are tuned to. If you are vibrating in fear, you will always hear the echo of fear. If you are vibrating in faith, you will always hear the song of abundance. So I ask you, what are you broadcasting right now? Are you broadcasting worry or wonder? Are you sending out doubt or divine expectancy? Because the universe is not responding to your words, it is responding to your energy. You may say, I want money, but if your energy whispers, I don't deserve it, then all the affirmations in the world cannot open that door. You see, you cannot receive with closed hands, and you cannot receive with a closed heart. Many people pray for abundance while clutching the fear of lack. They say, I want more, yet secretly believe that wealth is wrong or that success is for others. How can the universe deliver what you inwardly reject? You must release the old story, the story that says, I always struggle, the story that says, I'm unlucky, the story that says, money is evil. No, money is not evil. Money is neutral power, magnifying the spirit that wields it. In the hands of the wise, it heals, uplifts, creates, and blesses. If you want money to flow to you, you must first make peace with it. You must love it as a friend, respect it as a teacher, and circulate it as a servant. Stop saying, I can't afford it. Start saying, the money for this comes easily and effortlessly. Stop saying, I'm broke. Start saying, I am connected to infinite supply. Every word you speak is a command to the universe. Speak lack, receive lack. Speak abundance, receive abundance. And never forget this. Fear of loss attracts loss. Every time you worry about losing money, you magnetize the very condition you fear. Faith, on the other hand, magnetizes miracles. When you walk in faith, unseen doors open. Opportunities appear where walls once stood. People, ideas, and resources line up as if choreographed by divine intelligence. But you must trust divine timing. Do not rush the river, flow with it. You cannot force your miracle. You can only allow it. And how do you allow? Through gratitude. Gratitude turns the key in the lock of abundance. When you give thanks for every blessing, for the roof above you, the food before you, the air you breathe, you align yourself with divine prosperity. Gratitude is saying, I already have all that I need, and more is on its way. It transforms waiting into welcoming and lack into overflow. So today, choose differently. Choose to think rich thoughts. Choose to speak wealthy words. Choose to believe that the universe is conspiring in your favor, because it is, it always has been. You are not meant to scrape and struggle. You are meant to shine and prosper. So open your hands, open your heart, release the fear. And declare with power and conviction, I am open and receptive to the abundance of the universe. Money flows to me easily, frequently, and joyfully. Every dollar I spend returns to me multiplied. I am divinely guided, divinely supported, and divinely supplied. Say it, feel it, believe it, and the universe will rearrange itself to prove it true. Because when faith speaks, mountains move. When gratitude sings, miracles dance. And when you align your heart with divine abundance, nothing can block your money flow. Your thoughts are the currency of your reality, and every single idea you entertain is a spiritual transaction between your inner world and the universe that surrounds you. Most people believe that money is earned only through physical work, through effort, through long hours, and through visible activity. But the deeper truth is that before anything is earned in the physical world, it must first be accepted in the invisible realm of thought. Every thought you think is a coin you spend in the marketplace of creation. Each time you think a thought of faith, joy, confidence, or gratitude, you invest in prosperity. Each time you think a thought of fear, doubt, limitation, or resentment, you purchase lack. Your mind is a bank, constantly giving out energetic checks to the universe, and the universe never rejects a payment. It simply honors whatever you write. If you write, "I can't afford it," the universe says, "As you wish." If you write, "Money comes to me with ease," the universe says, "As you believe." Your thoughts are vibrational requests, and the law of attraction is the unseen banker who fulfills them without judgment or delay. So the question is never whether abundance exists for you, it always does, but whether your thoughts are open enough to receive it. Most people unknowingly spend their mental wealth on the wrong things. They dwell on debts, bills, worries, and problems, not realizing that by doing so, they are investing their creative energy into more of the same. The mind, like fertile soil, does not choose what to grow. It simply produces whatever seeds are planted. If you plant fear, fear grows. If you plant faith, faith blooms. Your dominant thoughts, repeated over and over, become the architecture of your destiny. You cannot think poverty all day and expect riches to appear at night. You cannot think struggle and call forth ease. You cannot hold a vibration of doubt and still manifest abundance, because the two frequencies repel each other. The most powerful truth is that thought is substance. It is real, it is formative, and it is magnetic. Every mental image you hold long enough begins to take shape in the unseen realm and moves toward manifestation. The invisible always precedes the visible. When you think rich, generous, confident thoughts, you begin to feel rich, generous, and confident, and those feelings attract people, opportunities, and circumstances that match them. This is not superstition. This is spiritual law. The outer world mirrors the inner. Change the inner, and the outer rearranges itself like iron filings aligning to a magnetic field. Money itself is not good or bad. It is neutral energy responding to your mental attitude. If you think money is difficult to get, you have already created that difficulty. If you think money loves to come to you, you have invited ease. Your thought is a command, and the universe is always listening. The great secret is not to think of money as something external to chase, but as a vibration to align with. When your thoughts harmonize with wealth, you become a natural channel through which prosperity flows. Think of it this way. If your thoughts are coins, where are you spending them? Do you spend them on fear-based ideas like, what if I lose everything? What if I fail? Or what if I'm not enough? Or do you spend them on faith-based ideas like, everything I desire is already on its way? I am guided to the right opportunities. The universe supports my every step. Each thought has a price, and that price is your vibration. Whatever you consistently invest in becomes your experience. You cannot serve two masters. Fear and faith cannot coexist in the same mind. Every time you think a thought of gratitude, you deposit light into your mental account. Every time you think a thought of resentment, you withdraw it. Over time, these deposits and withdrawals create your energetic balance sheet, and the universe reflects it perfectly. That is why some people seem to live in a constant flow of opportunities, while others stay stuck in cycles of struggle. The difference is not luck but thought pattern. The rich think in terms of expansion, flow, and possibility. The poor think in terms of contraction, scarcity, and limitation. Both are right because each one creates what they believe. Your thoughts are powerful creators, and the universe does not differentiate between small or big, realistic or impossible. It only responds to energy. If you think small, you attract small results. If you think grandly, you open the channel for grand blessings. You must therefore guard your thoughts as you would guard a treasure chest, because they are your spiritual gold. Do not let idle fear or gossip drain your wealth. Do not let doubt steal your inheritance. You are heir to infinite abundance, but only your thoughts can unlock it. When you wake up in the morning, you are given a fresh account filled with mental currency, attention, imagination, focus, and emotion. How will you spend it? If you spend it worrying about yesterday or fearing tomorrow, you bankrupt your present. But if you spend it envisioning success, giving thanks, and affirming divine supply, you multiply your fortune. Every thought you think in joy compounds, like interest on a growing investment. The more joy you think, the more joy you attract, and the more effortlessly prosperity flows toward you. When you say, "I don't have enough," you are declaring a spiritual truth that becomes a physical one. The universe always agrees with you, but when you say, "I have more than enough," even before the evidence appears, you shift your vibration. That shift begins to magnetize matching circumstances. Thought always precedes manifestation, just as the seed precedes the harvest. You cannot dig up your seed every day to see if it's growing. You must water it with faith, sunshine it with gratitude, and let divine timing do the rest. Remember, your thoughts are never neutral. They are creative forces sent out into the ethers, charged with emotion, returning to you in like form. This is why idle complaining is dangerous. It spends your spiritual wealth on more things to complain about. Every complaint is a withdrawal from your prosperity account. Every affirmation of gratitude is a deposit. Speak as if you already possess what you desire, and the universe will fill in the details. Speak as if you are still waiting, and the universe will keep you waiting. It takes no more effort to think rich than to think poor. It takes no more time to imagine success than to imagine failure. The difference lies in awareness. Once you become conscious that every thought is a creative transaction, you stop wasting your currency on doubt. You begin to invest only in thoughts that yield high spiritual return: peace, faith, joy, confidence, gratitude, and love. These are the golden coins of creation, and they never lose their value. You are not powerless, you are not unlucky, and you are not at the mercy of the economy or circumstances. You are the architect of your vibration, and your vibration is the architect of your reality. The wealth you seek is already within your mental vault. The key is to think thoughts that match the frequency of abundance until that vibration becomes your natural state. When your mind becomes rich, your life cannot remain poor. So spend your thoughts wisely. Circulate them with purpose. Know that every idea you nurture is a seed of destiny. Every belief is a magnet, and every word is a declaration of power. Your thoughts are the currency of your reality, and you hold an unlimited supply. The universe is ready to match your inner wealth with outer manifestation, the moment you begin to think as the prosperous being you already are. You cannot receive wealth with closed hands or a closed mind, for the universe cannot pour abundance into a vessel already filled with fear, doubt, and resistance. Imagine standing beneath a waterfall of blessings, yet holding an umbrella of disbelief. The water is flowing endlessly, the supply is infinite, but your own protection against disappointment keeps you dry. That is what so many souls do with their prosperity. They ask for more, but block it with their own unwillingness to believe that more can truly come. They pray for abundance while clinging to scarcity. They ask for opportunities while doubting their worthiness. They affirm prosperity while secretly expecting lack. And the universe, ever obedient to the law of vibration, simply reflects the condition of their heart. A closed hand represents control, the desperate need to hold on, to grasp, to keep what little one has for fear it may be taken away. But energy cannot flow where there is tension. A river that refuses to move soon becomes stagnant, and the same is true for financial and spiritual flow. The hand that hoards cannot receive, the mind that clings cannot expand, the heart that fears cannot attract. To open your hand is to trust, to open your mind is to allow, and allowance is the true act of faith. When you hold tightly to limitation, believing that money only comes in small amounts, that success is rare, that wealth belongs only to the lucky, you close the channel through which abundance flows. The universe is generous beyond measure, yet it can only match your level of openness. You must learn to think as abundance thinks, to give as abundance gives, to expect as abundance expects. If you believe the world is abundant, it will show you its riches. If you believe it is cruel and withholding, it will mirror that back to you with equal precision. Most people unconsciously resist prosperity because of inherited beliefs. They were told that wealth is greedy, that spiritual people should live modestly, that money corrupts. These beliefs become walls around the mind, keeping out the very blessings that were meant to uplift them. But wealth is not corruption. It is creation. It is the divine expression of expansion, the physical evidence of inner belief. There is nothing spiritual about limitation. The spirit of the universe is infinite, and to reflect that infinity through your own prosperity is to live in divine harmony. Imagine a person clutching a small coin, afraid to lose it, terrified that no more will come. Their hands are tight, their mind is tense, and their heart is anxious. Now imagine another who releases that coin with joy, knowing the universe is their bank, and that every act of giving plants the seed for multiplied return. One leaves in fear, the other in faith. One has closed hands, the other open palms. And the one with open palms will always find more flowing toward them, for the universe fills every space that is ready to receive. To open your mind to abundance means to release the old story, the one that says you must struggle, you must compete, you must chase. Abundance is not caught, it is allowed. You do not chase prosperity, you become aligned with it. You allow ideas of wealth to flow through you instead of doubting them. You allow inspiration to guide you instead of controlling every step. You allow the law of circulation to operate, knowing that whatever you give, you will receive multiplied. Let go of the idea that there is not enough. There is no shortage in divine supply. There is no ceiling on opportunity, no limit on creativity, no cap on the wealth of the universe. The only limitation exists in the belief that something could ever be withheld from you. To live in the vibration of not enough is to close the window through which blessings enter. To live in the vibration of always more than enough is to swing that window wide open. Open-mindedness is not merely intellectual. It is spiritual receptivity. It is saying, I am willing to see abundance where others see lack. I am willing to believe in ease where others see difficulty. I am willing to receive beyond my current imagination. The universe delights in filling a willing soul, but the unwilling, those who hold fast to their fears, their judgments, their disbelief, must wait until they open. Your wealth is not withheld by the universe. It is withheld by your own resistance to receive it. Every time you say, this is too good to be true, you close a door. Every time you say, I don't deserve this, you block the flow. Every time you expect struggle, you call it forth. But every time you say, yes, this is for me, every time you affirm, I am ready to receive, the floodgates of prosperity begin to open. It is not arrogance to expect abundance. It is alignment. Arrogance says, I did this by myself. Alignment says, I am one with divine supply. Arrogance grasps, alignment allows. Arrogance demands, alignment receives. The open mind does not beg, it welcomes. It does not plead, it expects. It does not doubt. It trusts the process completely, knowing that divine timing delivers all in perfect sequence. To receive wealth with open hands means you release the past and trust the flow of life. It means you bless what you have, no matter how small, for gratitude multiplies all it touches. It means you circulate freely, giving where you are guided, investing where you are inspired, sharing without fear of depletion. Every act of faith expands your capacity to receive more. Every act of generosity signals to the universe that you trust its endless supply. Open your hands, loosen your grip. Stop trying to control every detail of how money comes. Let the universe surprise you. Opportunities may appear from unexpected directions. Ideas may arise in quiet moments. Doors may open you never imagined existed. But none of that can happen if your mind is shut tight with disbelief. There is a divine rhythm to prosperity, a natural flow that moves toward those who expect it, welcome it, and prepare for it. The moment you relax into that rhythm, life begins to move more easily. Money, people, ideas, and resources start to circulate toward you, not because you are chasing them, but because you have finally become magnetic to them. You cannot receive with closed hands or a closed mind. The universe longs to give, but it must give through openness. When you open your thoughts, you open the channel. When you open your faith, you open the floodgates. When you open your heart, you open to miracles. The key is not in striving, but in surrendering, to believe that you are already one with the infinite supply that never runs dry. The law of attraction does not answer to your outer words of desperation. It listens only to your inner conversation, the quiet dialogue of belief that repeats beneath your conscious thoughts. Many people beg, plead, and pray for abundance, but their inner voice is still whispering, "It will never happen for me." They affirm prosperity aloud while silently expecting failure. The vibration of their need drowns out the language of their faith, and the universe responds not to what they say, but to what they truly feel. The law of attraction is deaf to words spoken without conviction. It moves instead to the rhythm of inner certainty, and if your inner tone is one of fear or lack, then that is what life will echo back to you. You see, every thought has a feeling beneath it, and that feeling is the true request you send out to the universe. When you say, "I need money," what you often vibrate is lack, because the word need carries the energy of absence. But when you say, "I am grateful for the wealth that flows to me," you are not pleading, you are proclaiming. One repels, the other magnetizes. The universe does not bring you what you beg for. It brings you what you believe you already have. You cannot attract from the energy of emptiness. You can only attract from the vibration of fullness. Think of yourself as a broadcasting tower, sending out signals of thought and emotion every second of every day. Those signals summon experiences of the same frequency. When you send out a signal of desperation, "Please, I just need enough to get by," the law of attraction matches it perfectly by bringing you just enough to get by. But when you broadcast, "I am abundant, supported, and guided," the frequency shifts, and so does the reality. The universe is not cruel, it is precise. It mirrors the truth you hold inside. Many people mistake worry for prayer. They spend hours thinking of what they lack, imagining what could go wrong, and then wonder why things never change. They are not victims of circumstance. They are creators of it. Worry is a form of reverse manifestation. It is faith in the wrong direction. Every worried thought says to the universe, "I believe in the power of loss more than the power of supply." And the universe, being obedient, fulfills that command. If you want to change what you receive, you must first change what you broadcast. Begin listening to your inner conversation. What do you tell yourself when you think of money? Do you say, "It never stays long," or "It's always hard to get"? Do you say, "I'm not good with it," or "I don't deserve it"? Each of those statements is an energetic decree, and every decree becomes law in your world. You cannot speak abundance into existence while doubting it in secret. You cannot plant seeds of prosperity while watering them with fear. The law of attraction speaks the language of vibration. It translates your emotions into experiences. You could stand before a mirror every day and repeat, "I am rich, I am rich." But if your heart is whispering, "No, I'm not," the vibration of no outweighs the sound of your words. The inner conversation always wins. So instead of trying to trick the universe with empty affirmations, begin transforming the emotion beneath them. When you say, "I am abundant," let yourself feel what that would be like. Feel it in your chest, in your breathing, in your imagination. That feeling is the true prayer, and it is the only language the universe understands. You attract not what you say you want, but what you expect. Expectations are emotions rehearsed so often that they become beliefs. If you expect disappointment, disappointment comes faithfully. If you expect miracles, miracles begin to move toward you. Expectation is magnetic because it signals certainty. The law of attraction responds most powerfully to certainty, for certainty is the vibration of creation fulfilled. When you no longer question whether abundance is coming, when you know it is already yours, you align yourself with its frequency. This is why begging energy blocks blessings. Begging vibrates with need, and need vibrates with lack. The universe hears need as absence. It cannot give to a vibration that insists something is missing. Gratitude, however, vibrates with fullness. It tells the universe there is already enough, and the universe multiplies what you recognize as enough. Gratitude says thank you, and not please, and thank you is the vibration of having. Look at the flowers in a field. They do not strain or demand sunlight. They open and receive it. The sunlight does not choose which blossom to bless. It shines freely on all. The difference is in the blossom's readiness to open. Your inner conversation determines whether you are open or closed. When you think, nothing ever works for me, you close your petals. When you think, everything is working together for my good, you unfold toward the light, and abundance naturally finds you. You must remember that your emotions are magnets. Every time you feel joy, you broadcast a signal that says, more reasons to feel joy, please. Every time you feel fear, you send out a request for more things to fear. The universe, like a mirror, does not judge. It simply reflects. That is why mastering your inner dialogue is the most important spiritual work you can do. Change the inner vibration, and the outer world will rearrange itself effortlessly. So instead of pleading for money, begin thanking it for its presence. Thank it for every bill it has paid, every comfort it has provided, every lesson it has taught. Speak to money as a trusted friend, not as a rescuer. Say to it, you and I are in harmony. You flow to me and through me with ease. Such words, when felt deeply, create a new emotional frequency, a frequency of ease, appreciation, and connection. Your outer desperation may cry out for change, but it is your inner conversation that decides whether that change can arrive. The law of attraction reads vibration, not volume. It is not impressed by how loud you pray or how long you affirm. It is moved only by how deeply you believe. That is why silence filled with certainty is more powerful than 1,000 anxious words. When you rest in the feeling that what you desire is already yours, you emit the vibration of completion, and completion attracts more completion. If you wish to manifest abundance, begin with your inner dialogue. Transform it from complaint to confidence, from I need to I am grateful, or from it's missing to it's coming. Speak abundance inside your mind as if it were already true. The moment you do, the energy begins to shift. Ideas will come, opportunities will appear, people will show up. The universe rearranges itself around the vibration of your certainty. So remember, the law of attraction does not respond to outer words. It listens to your inner song. Sing a song of faith, and life will harmonize with it. Sing a song of fear, and life will echo that too. The choice is always yours. You are the composer of your vibration, and the melody you play becomes the soundtrack of your reality. Fear of loss is the silent thief of abundance. It creeps into the heart quietly, whispering doubts about tomorrow, disguising itself as caution, logic, or prudence. But beneath it all lies a vibration of lack, a belief that what you have can be taken, that life's blessings are fragile, and that the universe is unreliable. Every time you worry about losing what you possess, you send a message into the invisible. I do not trust that there will be enough. That single vibration closes the gate of flow because abundance cannot coexist with fear. Fear is contraction. Abundance is expansion. When one tightens, the other fades. So many people live under the shadow of this thief without realizing it. They work hard, save diligently, and yet wonder why their prosperity feels like sand slipping through their fingers. It is because fear of loss creates energetic holes in the fabric of abundance. You may appear outwardly successful, but inwardly you are holding your breath, waiting for the next problem, the next bill, the next setback. That tension signals to the universe that you expect loss, and because expectation is magnetic, loss obliges. Life reflects the vibration of your anticipation, not your intention. The fear of loss is rooted in one illusion, the illusion of separation. The belief that supply comes from outside of you, from a job, a person, a paycheck, a single opportunity. When you forget that your true source is infinite, you cling to the temporary channel through which abundance flows. You confuse the channel for the source. You say, "My job gives me money," or "that client supports my business," forgetting that they are merely instruments through which divine supply expresses itself. When one channel closes, another can open instantly, but only if your faith remains open. When fear clutches your heart, you block all new channels. Imagine a gardener who plants a seed and then digs it up every morning to check if it is growing. His impatience kills the growth he seeks. Fear of loss is the same. It digs up the roots of your prosperity before it has time to bloom. You must let go and trust the unseen process. You must believe that what belongs to you cannot be lost, and what leaves your life is clearing space for something better. The universe abhors a vacuum. Whatever departs will always be replaced by something of higher vibration when faith remains intact. Fear is the voice that says, "What if I lose everything?" Faith answers, "What if I gain even more?" Fear says, "What if this doesn't work?" Faith replies, "What if it works beyond my imagination?" The difference between those two voices determines whether your energy contracts or expands. Every thought of fear sends a ripple of resistance through your vibration, while every thought of faith sends a signal of permission to the universe. Those who fear loss often live in a cycle of control. They hold tightly to money, to relationships, to circumstances, trying to preserve what they have. But control is a sign of distrust. It is the mind's attempt to do the work that only the universe can do. True abundance flows to the relaxed, the open, the trusting. When you release the need to control, you prove your faith in divine order, and that faith invites more to flow in. You may think, but isn't it responsible to be careful? Responsibility and fear are not the same. Responsibility acts from wisdom. Fear acts from panic. Responsibility plans and then trusts. Fear plans and then worries. You can handle your resources wisely without vibrating in lack. You can save from a feeling of gratitude rather than anxiety. You can prepare for tomorrow without being afraid of it. The energy behind your actions determines their outcome. Fear of loss also manifests as comparison. When you look at someone else's success and feel envy, what you are really afraid of is that there is not enough for you. You see their gain as your loss, but the universe is not a pie with limited slices. It is an ocean with infinite drops. Another's abundance is proof of what is possible for you, not a threat to your potential. The moment you celebrate another's success, you align with the frequency of success itself. Gratitude and celebration expand your field. Jealousy and fear contract it. Every fearful thought says to the universe, "I do not believe in your supply." Every faithful thought says, "I trust your infinite provision." The universe always echoes your belief. If you fear the loss of money, you will attract situations that test that fear until you learn to release it. If you trust in divine supply, you will see evidence of it everywhere. Life is not punishing you. It is teaching you to choose faith over fear, expansion over contraction, trust over tension. When you worry about losing something, ask yourself, who am I trusting right now? Fear or divine intelligence? If your answer is fear, pause, breathe, and choose again. Replace the vibration of worry with one of gratitude. Say, "Thank you for all that I have, and thank you for the endless supply that continues to flow." Gratitude dissolves fear because it anchors you in the present. Fear lives in the future. Gratitude lives in the now. And abundance can only meet you in the now. Let go of the illusion that you can lose what is divinely yours. No opportunity, no amount of money, no blessing meant for you can ever truly be taken away. What departs simply shifts form. The energy of abundance is eternal. It cannot die, it can only change expression. When one door closes, it often does so to guide you to a wider one. When one river dries, it is because another, larger one is forming ahead. But you will not see it if your eyes are fixed on the dry stream behind you. The great secret is that you already live in infinite supply. The same energy that created galaxies pulses through your veins. The same intelligence that guides the stars orchestrates your opportunities. Fear of loss is merely forgetfulness of this truth. It is amnesia of your divine connection. When you remember who you are, an extension of infinite source, you can no longer believe in loss, for the infinite cannot be diminished. Each time you feel fear creeping in, speak words of faith aloud. Say, I am always provided for. Say, everything I spend returns to me multiplied. Say, I trust the universe's timing and generosity. Speak these not as hopes, but as truths. The vibration of certainty dissolves fear. And soon you will see physical evidence of your inner assurance, unexpected opportunities, financial blessings, sudden ease where there was once struggle. Fear of loss may be subtle, but it is not your master. You can retrain your mind to rest in divine confidence. You can learn to let go, to trust the flow, to give freely knowing that circulation ensures return. For what you release with love must return multiplied. What you fear to lose, you push away. What you bless, you bind to yourself. Let fear fall away like an old garment that no longer fits the soul you have become. You were not born to live in the shadow of scarcity. You were born to move in the light of infinite supply. When fear tries to steal your peace, remind yourself, I walk in divine abundance. Nothing is ever lost in the mind of God. And as that truth settles into your heart, you will feel the quiet power of trust replacing the noise of fear. And the silent thief will have no home left to dwell in. Every person holds within themselves the power to command abundance, yet most remain unaware of it because they speak words of limitation instead of words of faith. The universe is a mirror. It reflects not what we desire, but what we declare. Every thought is a seed, every word a decree, and the law of mind ensures that whatever we plant must grow. You cannot speak lack and expect plenty. You cannot affirm weakness and expect strength. The invisible world responds to vibration, and your words are the carriers of that vibration. When you speak of prosperity with conviction, you open unseen doors. When you complain of scarcity, you close them. Florence Scovel Shinn often said, your word is your wand. This means that every statement you make creates your reality. If you constantly repeat that money is hard to earn, life will confirm it. If you affirm that opportunities come easily and frequently, life will rush to prove you right. The universe is impersonal. It obeys the law, not emotion. It does not decide who deserves abundance. It simply echoes your belief. The magic lies not in wishing, but in speaking with certainty that your good is already here. You must feel the reality of your desire so deeply that your words carry the vibration of completion, not request. Words have creative power because they carry belief. A statement without faith is an empty shell. It may sound beautiful, but it holds no force. When you say, I am abundant, but inside feel unworthy or doubtful, you send mixed vibrations into the universe. The law of manifestation works with precision. It reflects your dominant feeling, not just your spoken affirmation. To make your words powerful, you must align your inner emotion with your outer declaration. When you speak wealth with joy, confidence, and gratitude, the vibration becomes magnetic. Life will reorganize itself to match your energy. Many people sabotage their own prosperity through careless speech. They declare lack in ordinary conversation. I can't afford that. Money goes so fast. Nothing ever works out for me. These phrases may seem harmless, but every repetition strengthens the vibration of poverty. The subconscious mind takes every word as instruction and begins to shape your outer world accordingly. If you want to change your financial condition, begin by changing your vocabulary. Replace "I can't" with "I choose." Replace "I never have enough" with "I always have more than I need." Speak as one who already possesses, and the law will fulfill that image. Faith-filled speech must also be consistent. You cannot affirm abundance for 10 minutes in the morning and then spend the rest of the day worrying about bills. The law responds to the dominant vibration, not brief moments of positivity. Your daily words, emotions, and thoughts form a continuous current of energy that shapes your circumstances. Speak wealth when you feel abundant, and speak wealth when you feel doubt, because the repetition will eventually override fear. Faith is built like a muscle. Every word of power strengthens it until belief becomes second nature. The reason affirmations sometimes seem not to work is that people use them mechanically, without feeling. The words must live in your spirit, not just on your lips. You must feel the reality of what you affirm. Imagine it as already done and speak from that feeling. When you say, "Money comes to me easily," picture it, see the ease, feel the gratitude, experience the flow. This emotional embodiment ignites the law of attraction and sets the creative process in motion. The universe does not respond to empty sound. It responds to the emotional charge behind the sound. Powerful words also carry gratitude. Gratitude declares that the good you desire is already yours. When you thank the universe before the manifestation appears, you align yourself with the vibration of completion. Gratitude turns desire into possession. It transforms hope into certainty. Say, "I am thankful for the wealth that flows into my life," and you instantly shift from longing to having. The energy of having is what draws more to you. Faithful speech is not about denying reality, it is about transcending it. You may be surrounded by bills, yet still affirm abundance. You may be in debt, yet speak of prosperity. This is not delusion, it is creation. You are not ignoring the visible, you are commanding the invisible. Every great change begins unseen. The seed does not look like the tree, but the gardener knows the tree is already contained within it. In the same way, when you affirm abundance, you are speaking to the seed of prosperity that already exists within your consciousness. You are watering it with faith until it breaks through into visible form. You must also guard against negative influences that weaken your spoken word. Avoid people who constantly speak of failure, limitation, or fear, for their vibration can infect your own. Protect your consciousness as carefully as you would protect your treasure. Surround yourself with affirming voices, with music, books, and conversations that lift your vibration higher. The mind is a garden. Whatever you expose it to becomes its soil. If you feed it faith, it will bloom in miracles. If you feed it fear, it will produce weeds of struggle. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to practice the power of the spoken word. When circumstances seem against you, speak peace. When money seems low, speak abundance. When doors seem closed, say, "New doors are opening for me now." The power is not in denying difficulty, but in affirming dominion over it. Words of faith carry authority. They command, not beg. Say, "I am divinely guided and supplied." Say, "All that is mine by divine right now flows to me." These words summon invisible forces to align your path. You can transform your life through disciplined speech. Begin each day by declaring the truth you wish to live. This is a day of divine increase. Money flows to me in perfect ways. I am surrounded by favor, guided by wisdom, and blessed in all I do. Say it not as a ritual, but as a decree. Speak it with the authority of one who knows the law is listening. Speak it until your vibration becomes one with the truth of your words. And when fear or doubt arises, respond instantly with a higher word. "Peace, be still. I am provided for." Over time, your life will begin to mirror your declarations. Opportunities will appear as if from nowhere. Money will come in unexpected ways. Situations will shift in your favor. You will realize that nothing outside of you changed first. It was your words that changed you, and your new vibration rearranged the world around you. Every master of manifestation understands this truth. You create through speech. The universe was spoken into being through the word, and that same creative force flows through you. Your tongue is the pen of creation, and your words write the story of your life. Speak as one who knows that abundance is your birthright. Speak not from need, but from divine authority. For when your words are filled with faith, the universe bends to fulfill them, and every spoken truth becomes living reality before your eyes. You cannot receive divine wealth while harboring resentment, jealousy, or envy toward others who possess it. These emotions are subtle thieves of prosperity. They close the heart, poison the vibration, and send a silent message to the universe. I am not ready to receive. When you envy another's success, you declare separation from it. You affirm that what they have you cannot. When you resent another's abundance, you repel your own. The law of attraction is exact and impartial. It cannot bring into your experience that which you secretly condemn in others. Every feeling carries energy, and every energy attracts its own kind. The vibration of envy is rooted in lack. It says, I don't have what they have. The vibration of resentment says, they don't deserve what they have. Both deny divine justice, both deny divine abundance, and both deny your connection to the infinite supply. You cannot resent success and attract it. You cannot criticize wealth and possess it. You cannot secretly despise those who prosper and expect the same law to bless you. The energy you send toward another always returns multiplied to you for whatever you give. Love or judgment, blessing or bitterness, must circle back. The mind that is filled with resentment is like a locked room. Fresh air cannot enter where the door is bolted shut. Likewise, new blessings cannot flow into a heart crowded with anger and jealousy. To unlock the door, you must forgive, bless, and release. You must look upon the success of others as proof that abundance is real and available, not as evidence of your exclusion. When someone else receives wealth, see it as a sign that divine supply is active and near. Rejoice, for their prosperity signals that the same river flows toward you. Jealousy stems from the false belief that there is not enough to go around. It imagines a universe of limitation, where one person's gain is another's loss. But the truth is the opposite. Divine supply is infinite. One person's success multiplies success for all because it raises the vibration of possibility. The more people who prosper, the more faith expands in the collective consciousness. When you celebrate the abundance of others, you harmonize yourself with that same energy. You say to the universe, I am aligned with prosperity in all forms, and the universe responds by sending more of it your way. Forgiveness is not just a moral act, it is a vibrational reset. It clears the channel through which good can flow. To forgive someone who has wronged you financially, who has prospered while you struggled, who has achieved what you desired, this is the highest spiritual alchemy. It turns poison into power. It dissolves the invisible walls around your good. You do not forgive to excuse them. You forgive to free yourself. Every grudge is a chain binding you to lack. Every time you bless another's prosperity, you loosen those chains and rise into freedom. Many people pray for abundance while secretly criticizing the wealthy. They speak words like money changes people, the rich are greedy, or it's unfair how they have so much. Yet these statements plant the seeds of poverty. You cannot receive what you resent. You cannot hold bitterness toward wealth and expect it to stay when it comes. Wealth is energy. It seeks an open, grateful, harmonious vessel. The moment your vibration becomes one of harmony with abundance, money will find you with ease. But the moment you fill your vibration with judgment, it will slip away. Instead of envying another, bless them. Say, I rejoice in your success, for it shows me what is possible for me. Speak those words with sincerity, even when your emotions resist. At first, it may feel unnatural to bless what you wish you had, but with practice, your heart will begin to open. Each blessing you give clears the fog of comparison and strengthens your magnetic field of gratitude. Soon, your vibration will rise so high that jealousy cannot touch you. You will see that another's good can never diminish your own. It can only point the way. There is divine order in every person's path. Some are reaping the fruits of seeds planted long ago. Others are still in the sowing season. If you measure your timeline against another's, you miss the beauty of your own growth. A flower does not envy another's bloom. It unfolds when the sun calls it. Likewise, your moment of abundance is divinely timed. Trust that your harvest is already forming beneath the soil of your faith. Each act of forgiveness, each word of blessing, each thought of joy waters that unseen garden. To remove envy, replace it with admiration. To remove resentment, replace it with gratitude. To remove bitterness, replace it with compassion. Say, what God did for them, God can do for me and even more. Let their success inspire you to expect greater things. Let their wealth remind you that prosperity is possible in your own world. Let their happiness fuel your faith that joy multiplies when shared. You cannot hate and prosper at the same time. You cannot bless and remain poor in spirit. The law is clear, like a track's like. The energy of love draws wealth because love expands. The energy of envy repels wealth because envy contracts. Expansion opens channels for new opportunities, connections, and ideas. Contraction shuts them. If you wish to receive freely, you must feel freely. That means loving, forgiving, and blessing even those who trigger your deepest insecurities. Release every hidden grudge, for those grudges tie up your energy. The more you hold resentment, the more your energy is bound to the past, leaving no room for the new. As you release, you will feel lighter. You will notice unexpected blessings, unexpected help, unexpected opportunities. Life begins to flow again because you are no longer blocking it with emotional resistance. Every act of forgiveness is an act of self-liberation. Every word of blessing is a signal of readiness. When you can look upon another's wealth and sincerely say, I am happy for you. You have just opened a new door in your own prosperity. You have raised your vibration from competition to co-creation. You have aligned yourself with the truth that abundance is not limited, it is shared. Do not curse what you desire. Do not envy what you admire. Do not resent what you long for. Bless it, praise it, celebrate it. The energy of your praise becomes the path of your own increase. The universe responds instantly to a joyful, forgiving heart. When you let go of envy and open your spirit to love, the same prosperity you once resented begins to find its way to you, quietly, beautifully, and perfectly timed. Money is not earned by struggle alone. It is magnetized by vibration. There are countless people who labor endlessly, yet remain poor in spirit and wealth, because their inner attitude toward money is one of tension, fear, and unworthiness. You do not chase money, you align with it. You do not command it by force, you attract it by resonance. The vibration you hold about wealth determines whether it flows to you or away from you. The universe does not respond to effort, it responds to energy. Every thought, feeling, and belief you carry about money either draws it closer or pushes it further. When you think of money as something hard to get, it obeys that thought and becomes difficult to attain. When you believe money is scarce, your experience will reflect scarcity. When you hold guilt around wealth, believing it's selfish or unspiritual, you unconsciously repel it. But when you see money as divine energy, a neutral force that simply amplifies the good within you, it begins to move easily toward you. You become a magnet rather than a pursuer. Wealth responds to joy, gratitude, and expectancy. These are high vibrations, and money is naturally drawn to high vibrations because they represent openness and flow. Struggle, worry, and fear, on the other hand, are low vibrations. They constrict, block, and repel. Many people live in a vibration of anxiety about finances, constantly checking balances, fearing loss, and doubting opportunity. This state of mind is like static interference on a radio. It prevents the clear signal of abundance from coming through. You must learn to feel wealthy before you see wealth. You must live in the consciousness of abundance long before the physical evidence appears. This is the secret that transforms mere wishing into manifestation. The vibration of abundance is not found in desperation or pleading, but in calm expectation. It is the energy of someone who knows their good is already prepared for them, and that divine timing is never late. Such a person walks, speaks, and thinks as one who already possesses everything they need. When you shift your vibration from lack to abundance, money begins to arrive in unexpected ways. Opportunities appear effortlessly. People start offering help, ideas, and resources. This is not coincidence. It is magnetic alignment. Your new vibration sends out a signal that says, "I am ready to receive," and the universe responds faithfully. Every law in existence operates on this principle. You don't attract what you want *. You attract what you are *. Think of yourself as a tuning fork. If you vibrate at the frequency of worry, you attract experiences that validate worry. If you vibrate at the frequency of peace and sufficiency, you attract experiences that reinforce that peace. This is why the inner work of raising your vibration through gratitude, joy, love, and faith is the most powerful financial strategy you can ever employ. It is invisible to the eye, but magnetic to all forms of good. There is a difference between taking action from fear and taking action from faith. When you work hard because you fear lack, your energy is heavy, strained, resistant. The results are slow and temporary, but when you act from faith, from the knowing that your actions are simply channels through which divine supply flows, the energy is light, confident, and expansive. The universe moves faster for those who move in faith. Faith energizes action, fear drains it. To raise your vibration to the level of wealth, you must treat money as a friend, not an enemy. Stop speaking of it as elusive or unfair. Bless it when it comes, bless it when it goes, for circulation is part of its divine nature. Every time you pay a bill, say, "I am grateful to release this money with joy, for it returns to me multiplied." Such thoughts transform ordinary transactions into acts of spiritual power. You shift from anxiety to gratitude, and gratitude is the golden vibration that unlocks prosperity. Joy is also a wealth magnet. When you do what you love, even if it seems unrelated to money, you align yourself with the frequency of ease. Money loves joy because joy signals trust. When you live joyfully, you declare to the universe, "I know I am provided for." Joy opens the heart, and the open heart is a clear channel for abundance. Another key to vibration is visualization. When you imagine wealth, not as distant or impossible, but as already yours *, you tune your frequency to that reality. Feel what it's like to live freely, to give generously, to walk through life without fear. That feeling, if held long enough, becomes your energetic signature. The law of vibration guarantees that everything matching that frequency must appear in your outer world. You must also release impatience. Impatience vibrates as doubt, and doubt blocks flow. The seed planted does not sprout because the gardener keeps digging it up to check its progress. The vibration of trust is calm, knowing that manifestation unfolds in divine order. Keep affirming, keep visualizing, keep feeling abundant, and release the need to control when and how your wealth appears. Your vibration is influenced not only by your thoughts, but by your environment. Surround yourself with beauty, order, and inspiration, even in small ways. A clean space, uplifting music, positive company, all raise your frequency. Avoid gossip, fear, filled news, and people who constantly complain about money, for those vibrations cling to your energy field. Protect your inner atmosphere as you would a sacred temple, for it is. Remember, wealth is not a chase. It is an alignment. You align by thinking abundantly, feeling gratefully, speaking faithfully, and acting joyfully. Every time you shift from worry to trust, you raise your vibration. Every time you bless instead of envy, you raise your vibration. Every time you express gratitude for what you have, you send a clear signal that says, I am ready for more. Money, like all energy, flows where it feels welcomed. Make it welcome in your mind, in your home, and in your spirit. Speak to it kindly, handle it with respect, give it purpose. When you treat money as sacred energy, it multiplies in sacred ways. There is no greater wealth than the feeling of abundance within. Once you possess that vibration, the outer world has no choice but to mirror it. Opportunities will seek you, prosperity will follow you, doors will open without struggle, for you will have become the vibration of wealth itself, and whatever you are, the universe must reflect. Fear is the greatest barrier between you and your abundance. It hides in many forms: fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of loss. And each one sends the same message to the universe, asterisk. I do not trust the process of life. Asterisk, fear contracts your energy, it closes your hands, it blocks your faith, and it whispers lies about limitation. When you fear lack, you create lack. When you fear success, you sabotage your rise. When you fear rejection, you push away opportunity. The vibration of fear cannot coexist with the vibration of abundance, for one constricts and the other expands. You must choose which master to serve, faith or fear, for both cannot rule the same heart. Fear disguises itself as caution, logic, or realism. It tells you to play small, to wait, to doubt, to prepare endlessly before acting. But the universe does not reward hesitation. It rewards faith-filled movement. Every great manifestation begins when someone dares to believe beyond what their eyes can see. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act in spite of it. It is the inner knowing that divine intelligence guides every step, even when the path appears uncertain. When you fear financial loss, you send out a vibration of scarcity. You cling tightly to what you have, and in doing so, you signal the universe that you do not trust its infinite supply. But when you release fear and operate in faith, giving, investing, circulating, you affirm that divine supply never runs dry. This act of faith opens the floodgates for more to flow. Money, like water, stagnates when held too tightly but multiplies when allowed to move freely. Fear also shows up as unworthiness. Many people subconsciously believe they don't deserve wealth, that abundance belongs to others, or that their past mistakes disqualify them from prosperity. This is one of the most destructive lies fear tells. The universe never withholds based on worth. It responds only to vibration. The moment you declare yourself worthy of abundance, the law begins to rearrange circumstances in your favor. Worthiness is not something to be earned. It is something to be remembered. You were born deserving of divine supply. You are not asking for something foreign. You are reclaiming what has always been yours by right of consciousness. Fearful thoughts create resistance, and resistance blocks the natural flow of good. When you constantly worry about how your needs will be met, you cut off inspiration. Fear of how is the mind's attempt to control what only faith can accomplish. The how is not your concern. The what and why are. Your job is to hold the vision, to feel the result, to speak the word. The universe handles the mechanics. When you release fear of outcome, you make space for miracles. There is no greater power than a calm, fearless spirit. Fearful energy attracts chaos because it vibrates with confusion. Faithful energy attracts order because it vibrates with clarity. When you are calm, centered, and confident, you send out a signal that says, I am safe, I am guided, I am provided for. The universe reads that signal and matches it with circumstances that affirm your peace. Fear often appears strongest when you are closest to your breakthrough. This is because new levels of abundance require new levels of trust. Just before your greatest expansion, your old limitations rise up, demanding to be released. When fear whispers that it's too risky or too late, recognize it as a final test of faith. Speak back to it with authority. You have no power here. I am guided, protected, and supplied by divine law. The moment you refuse to bow to fear, its illusion dissolves. You cannot eliminate fear by fighting it. You overcome it by replacing it. Replace fearful thoughts with faith-filled ones. Replace the inner voice that says, "What if it fails?" with, "What if it succeeds beyond my wildest dreams?" Replace, "I don't know what to do," with, "Divine wisdom shows me the way." Fear loses its grip when you feed faith instead. Every thought is a seed. Plant courage daily, and you will harvest confidence. Fear thrives in darkness it lives where the light of awareness is absent. When you bring it to light, you weaken it. Write down your fears, speak them aloud, then declare, "These fears have no authority over me. I am one with divine intelligence, and I trust its perfect plan." Fear cannot stand in the presence of faith expressed with conviction. When you walk in faith, you radiate calm power. People feel it. Opportunities respond to it. Money flows to it. Faith is magnetic because it mirrors the energy of divine certainty, the knowing that all things work together for good. Fear is repellent because it mirrors doubt, the belief that good can be withheld. The choice is always yours, to align with fear's illusion or faith's reality. Every act of courage expands your prosperity consciousness. When you take a leap despite uncertainty, start the business, invest in the idea, speak your truth. You send a message to the universe. "I believe in my divine support." That declaration activates the law of supply. Suddenly, new channels open, new people appear, new doors swing wide. The universe rewards boldness because boldness is the vibration of faith in motion. You cannot fear poverty and attract wealth. You cannot fear rejection and magnetize opportunity. You cannot fear loss and expect increase. These energies contradict each other. The law of attraction cannot bring abundance to a heart vibrating in fear of abundance's opposite. Therefore, the first and greatest work is not outer but inner, releasing fear through faith, through gratitude, through surrender. Whenever fear arises, bless it as a messenger. It is simply showing you where your faith needs strengthening. Do not curse your fear, transform it. Thank it for revealing the doorway to growth. Then walk boldly through that door, declaring, "I am fearless in divine truth." You were never meant to live small, anxious, or doubtful. You were designed to radiate power, to live in trust, to walk in the consciousness of abundance. Fear is a shadow, faith is the sun. The shadow cannot remain when the sun rises. Every time you choose faith over fear, you step closer to the full expression of your divine prosperity. Stand tall in your power, speak boldly, act confidently, live fearlessly. For the universe rushes to meet the one who dares to believe, and on the other side of fear lies the flow of wealth, freedom, and divine fulfillment that has been waiting for you all along. True abundance cannot exist without gratitude. Gratitude is not merely a polite gesture or a fleeting feeling. It is a divine frequency, a sacred magnet that multiplies every blessing it touches. It is the language of the universe, the vibration of receivership, the acknowledgement that all good already exists. Where there is gratitude, there can be no lack, for the grateful heart lives in the consciousness of already having. Gratitude transforms the invisible into the visible, the small into the great, the temporary into the eternal. It is not the result of abundance, it is the cause of it. Most people wait until something grand happens before they give thanks. They say, "I'll be grateful when I get the job, when I receive the money, when my dreams come true," but the law works in reverse. You must first feel gratitude for what you have, and for what you desire as if it were already yours. And then the universe reflects that vibration back to you as physical reality. Gratitude is the evidence of faith. When you give thanks before the manifestation appears, you declare to the universe, "I already know my good is on the way." That knowing opens the channel through which abundance flows. Gratitude and fear cannot exist in the same space. Gratitude dissolves fear because it shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. Every moment you spend in appreciation strengthens your faith. When you wake up and say, "Thank you for this new day," you align your vibration with divine order. When you look at your wallet and say, "Thank you for the money I have," you open the door for more to come. Gratitude takes your attention away from limitation and places it on infinite supply. Even the smallest act of thankfulness carries immense creative power. When you bless the roof over your head, the clothes on your back, the food on your table, you send out the energy of sufficiency. The universe responds instantly to the consciousness of enough. And because like attracts like, more enough begins to appear. It is the law of increase. What you praise expands. Every time you say thank you, you multiply the very thing you're thankful for. Many people pray for blessings yet never stop to appreciate the ones they already have. Their prayers are filled with longing instead of gratitude, with "I need" instead of "I receive." But divine law answers only faith, not fear. The vibration of "I need" affirms lack. The vibration of "thank you" affirms possession. Gratitude says, "It is done." And the universe, being obedient to vibration, fulfills that decree. A grateful person is never poor, even if they have little in hand, for their spirit is rich beyond measure. Gratitude opens the eyes to beauty in all things. It transforms ordinary moments into miracles. The one who gives thanks for the sunrise, the laughter of a child, the kindness of a stranger, is living in the vibration of abundance already. Life continues to bless such a soul because the universe loves a grateful receiver. The ungrateful heart, on the other hand, sees only what's missing. It complains, it criticizes, it compares. It overlooks blessings that could multiply if only they were recognized. Complaining blocks the flow of prosperity as surely as a dam stops a river. Gratitude, however, breaks that dam wide open. Every word of thanks releases the flow of good that was waiting for acknowledgement. True gratitude is more than words. It is a state of consciousness. It is felt in the body, radiated in the voice, reflected in the eyes. It is not limited to good times. It shines brightest in challenges. To be grateful in difficulty is to demonstrate mastery. It is to say, even now, I trust divine order. That kind of gratitude turns obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into setups for greater blessings. The universe listens closely to the one who can say thank you, even in the storm. You can begin transforming your life instantly by practicing daily gratitude. When you wake each morning, thank the universe for the breath in your lungs, for another chance to create, to love, to grow. As you move through the day, pause to give thanks for every small thing, each smile, each idea, each act of kindness. Before you sleep, reflect on what went right, however small, and give thanks again. This simple discipline raises your vibration higher than any material possession ever could. Gratitude also creates mental clarity. When you focus on appreciation, your mind becomes peaceful and receptive. New ideas begin to flow. Solutions appear effortless.